Today is the 1st of May, and in some parts of the world it's celebrated as May Day. And even in England, May is a very, very popular time because that's when all the May trees, the hawthorn, Crataegus, is called a May tree because they bloom in May. All the hedgerows, which are normally the white ones, bloom in May. This happens to be a red hawthorn, and while I'm looking at this tree, I may have shown it to you in the past. It was a tree that had the main trunk die. You can see the main trunk. This tree died from this point on, but a few shoots, 3 shoots grew at the base, and I wrapped these young shoots about 2 or 3 years ago around the dead trunk, and I've used the dead trunk as a false trunk or tanuki, and that's how I've made this tree. So if you looked at it, at first glance, you wouldn't be able to tell that it is in fact a false tree. So much for that May tree. Let me show you the typical May trees or hawthorns, which are white in color. And I won't switch the cameras off because there's so many nice things which are flowering and in good condition. These are our young hawthorns. They don't always have flower because they're too young. I do have some which are in full flower, but while I'm passing, look at that white wisteria. Look at that tree. Resplendent. This is the sinensis white, and the perfume is almost overpowering. It is almost heady. You could get drunk on that lovely scent. I don't know what this maple is. I have so many maples that I have lost count of the names. Let me now walk to a very nice white hawthorn that is in bloom. I have several white hawthorns which are in bloom. This is the white hawthorn. And these are what in England we call the May trees because they bloom in May. Let me show you another lovely May tree. Flowers are fleeting, so let's enjoy the most of it while we can. So this is another lovely white hawthorn, a collected tree. I didn't collect it, but someone did collect it and sold it to us. I also have some Japanese hawthorn. These come from Japan. These are Japanese hawthorn. We imported these from Japan. We don't get this variety in the temperate world. This is what we call Paul Scarlet. It is grown as an ornamental tree, but we buy these from nurseries and make bonsai from it. They are grafted onto white hawthorn stock, but the flowers bloom red. This is an ordinary white English hawthorn, Crataegus monogyna. These are some of the white hawthorns that we grow in our field, and then we sell them as bonsai. I must show you a very lovely pink wisteria because this is the week when all the wisterias are blooming. We've had temperatures of 29, and in some parts of England I had 30 degrees centigrade. And at the end of April, 30th of April yesterday, there were some places in England which had temperatures of 28 and 29. So all the trees are a bit early. I would say they're about 2 weeks early than normal. So look at all these lovely, lovely wisterias we've got here. They are almost overpowering. I can smell the scent as I walk past. So many wisterias we have. This is another white one. And these purple ones. The long racemes are normally the floribunda, so this is Wisteria floribunda, or the Japanese wisteria. The shorter racemes meaning the bunches of flowers, the deep purple short one, this is sinensis, again with very heavy, heavy scent. Let me walk you to the pink wisteria. This is white, another white one, and the lovely pink one, you can compare and contrast, it is distinctly pink. Distinctly pink. Look at that. It's definitely not blue, definitely not purple, and it is that lovely shade of pink. Extremely rare. The Japanese call it beni something. Beni means red. Beni Fuji. Beni Fuji means red wisteria. So that is the pink one for those of you who've never seen a pink wisteria. The main purpose of this video is not to show you these flowers, which are really a distraction. I have been walking around the nursery. It's now about 7 o'clock in the evening, and in the summer, between now and the end of June, we have very long evenings, and it doesn't get dark till about 10 p.m. 21st of June, it gets dark maybe quarter to 11. So let me walk you to the back, because when everyone has gone home, that is when I work. And also because the weather has been so warm and hot, I can't come out and work during the day. I prefer to sit in the office and do office work. And when everyone's gone home, I come out and do work. So you can see what I've been doing. As always, I do jobs which other people don't do, and that is scavenging around the nursery. I look around the nursery, pull out the dead plants. Not everything is perfect on the nursery. Look at these. These are all dead plants which didn't get watered, so they're dead, so they've got to be thrown away. This is that Japanese honeysuckle. Look at that beautiful bush. Look at that bush. Not very scented, but the trunks are so contorted. Look at the trunks on that. I don't think any juniper could compare with the twists and bends on that trunk. And I'm going to show you what I've been scavenging around the nursery. In the pots that I've been clearing, I've been weeding the pots, and in the pots I find all these lovely plants which have been hidden in there. So I'm going to pull them out. These are all little seedlings that have grown around in the pots. I'm going to keep them for bonsai. So scavenging has its uses. Not only that, I came across a tree that has grown into the ground, and the oak seedlings are so vigorous here that the oak seedling which has grown in this pot is bigger than the tree which was growing in it. Look at it. Can you see? I pulled this tree out of the ground. That's where the tree was pulled out. The roots had gone into the ground, and the roots came out of the pot and into the soil. What I'm showing you here is that this oak seedling, I dare say, is not more than 5 years old. Look at it. It's at least 2 inches thick. I think there are 2 seedlings there. And that oak seedling, about 5 years old, is thicker than the maple tree which is growing in there. So that poor maple tree is struggling with the oak tree to survive. And I'm going to have to take it out. I'll have to cut the pot and tear it apart. I hope to follow that through tomorrow. This is how the oaks grow. You see these little seedlings, they grow in the soil, and if you don't pull it out, they become, see, look at it. They become big trees eventually. So this is a bit of a wild garden. But as I say, as long as they're not dead, I can always make use of it. And all these plants that I scavenge around the nursery eventually become bonsai. So that little seedling, which I dare say is about the 3rd year, 1, 2, 3 years old, will become a bonsai. So I will continue the video tomorrow and show you what I do with that tree that I've tried to pull out of the ground. It's really pleasant now. It's not so hot, and that's when I want to do most of my work. This is not a falcon bird, but it's a macaw. For those of my friends who know about the story of the falcon birds, not falcon bird, macaw.
gets a bit shy when she goes to new places, but it's all part of the training for the free flight. All the planes and stuff going off as well.
But she won't come to me.
We got a bit.
Good one.